Welcome to the National Crime Victim Law Institute's Quicktool on the role of campus advocates. In this video, we will discuss who campus advocates are, who can access their services, what privacy protections may apply to communications between a victim and a campus advocate, and where they might be found on campus. What is a campus advocate? Campus advocates are professional staff that provide support to victims of crime. Most often they are found in the college and university setting, although they can be on other campuses as well. Depending upon where they are located, they can serve any crime victim, but they most frequently serve victims of sexual violence, domestic violence, harassment, stalking, and physical or emotional abuse. A campus advocate is able to offer survivors emotional support and provide information about resources and other services that are available. Victims do not need to have made a formal report of a crime to either the school or to law enforcement in order to access the services of a campus advocate. These advocates help survivors navigate resources in the campus system, even if a survivor chooses not to report what happened to them. And if a survivor chooses to report what happened to them, they can also help survivors navigate a campus disciplinary proceeding. If the survivor accesses medical assistance, the advocate may be able to assist with navigating medical services. And if the survivor ultimately chooses to report the crime to law enforcement, the campus advocate may also be able to assist in navigating legal systems or connect the victim with other advocates and resources that can provide support during the criminal justice process. Unlike other types of school employees, campus advocates are generally not required to report to law enforcement that a crime has occurred, though these obligations vary from school to school, which makes it important for campus advocates to clearly explain to survivors what privacy obligations apply to information a victim chooses to share with them. Who can consult with a campus advocate? Generally, anyone within the campus community who has experienced victimization can seek assistance from a campus advocate. This includes students, faculty, and staff at many schools, but it can vary depending on the individual school's policy. Campus advocates are generally available to survivors of all forms of sexual and domestic abuse. This includes sexual assault, sexual harassment, stalking, and intimate partner violence. Additionally, some campus programs allow members of the campus community who are friends of survivors, concerned staff, and family members of survivors to meet with advocates as well. Are communications with a campus advocate private? Generally speaking, the level of privacy that applies to communications between survivors and campus advocates varies along with the structure of programs and the laws of the state in which the school is located. In most cases, communications between campus-based advocates and victims are confidential, meaning that the advocate will not share the things they are told by the survivor without the survivor's explicit written permission, and there may be legal requirements that require this level of protection. Sometimes there can be exceptions to this general rule of confidentiality, and advocates may be required to make mandatory reports of certain information or provide information under other specific circumstances. For example, some campus advocates are required to report instances of abuse committed against a student by a school employee. Some campus advocates may be required to make anonymous reports of certain types of crimes, and some may be required to make a mandatory report of child abuse or other information. Some jurisdictions, such as Oregon, may provide an even higher level of privacy protection than confidentiality, privilege protection, to some communications between campus-based advocates and survivors. Because the level of privacy protections available vary from school to school and from state to state, it is important for campus advocates to clearly explain to survivors the level of privacy that will apply to their communications. Are campus advocates always located in a school's counseling department, and are they always employees of the school? Although many schools offer members of the community access to campus advocates, they are not all found in the same physical location on campus, and some campuses have chosen to affiliate with separate organizations who are able to offer these services rather than having the advocates be directly employed by the school. Advocacy programs can often be found in the school's Health Services Center, Student Emergency Services Center, Office of the Dean of Students, or a Gender Resource and Advocacy Center, among other locations. Searching a school's website generally or its health services page is a good starting place for anyone who would like to contact a campus-based advocate for assistance or to learn more about the resources and services that are offered. In summary, campus-based advocates are a resource for survivors who can offer emotional support and provide information about options and resources that are available to survivors of victimization, including sexual violence, domestic violence, harassment, stalking, and physical or emotional abuse. And in some programs, friends and family of survivors can access their services. Generally, there is a level of privacy protection between a survivor and a campus advocate, but the level of privacy protection and the exceptions to that protection vary. Survivors will need to know that information up front so they can make the choices that are right for them. Finally, campus advocate programs can be found in many locations on campus. A search of the school's website can help identify how to connect with this resource. This concludes our Campus Advocate Quicktool. Visit NCVLI's website for additional resources, including additional toolkit and Quicktool videos addressing a myriad of victims' rights-related topics. Practitioners can also visit our website to request technical assistance with specific questions relating to issues that impact victims of crime. And consider becoming a member of NAVRA, the National Alliance of Victims' Rights Attorneys and Advocates, for on-demand access to sample pleadings and case summaries of decisions on a variety of victims' rights topics from jurisdictions around the country. Thank you for joining us.